When the bones of a dismembered man were found buried in a backyard in Puyallup, Washington, detectives had very few clues as to who he was or who could have committed the murder. Their most promising lead was a report from the property owner about a young woman who had come to the house years earlier looking for her missing father.
So the property owner thought that he potentially was the person that was buried in the backyard.
But investigators knew that even if it was true, finding additional information about the anonymous man or his daughter could prove to be an impossible task. But then, fate intervened.
For decades, there was a single house on this property. For decades, there was a gruesome secret buried between the house and garage.
A woman who worked in the King County Sheriff's Office as the missing persons coordinator had heard about the discovery of the bones on TV, and the address of where the remains were found off a canyon road, it triggered something in her mind.
About this point in time, I'm contacted by Jan Rhodes from the King County Sheriff's Department. And she tells me that they have a missing person case where the person that is listed as missing is a man by the name of Joseph Tarricone.
The family had last spoken to Mr. Tarricone in September of 1978. This was consistent with what the forensic anthropologists determined were the age of the bones that were recovered on the site.
The missing person report links me to Joe's daughter, Gypsy Tarricone. I was able to contact her, and she came down to my office, and we started talking about her father.
Detective Benson said, "Do you remember this house on Canyon Road?" And when he started that Canyon Road, and I was like, kind of like going into shock, because the last time anyone saw my dad was at that house.
Suddenly, everything clicked. Gypsy Tarricone was the same woman who had come to the house looking for her father years earlier. But police still needed to determine if the found remains belonged to Joe Tarricone. To find out, they got a DNA sample from Gypsy. And 3 weeks later, the results came back. The bones did indeed belong to Gypsy's dad.
I was in shock, and I just said, "I knew it. I knew it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I knew it."
But who wanted Joe dead? Detectives needed Gypsy's help in retracing his final steps 3 decades ago.